Any genuine attempt to build wealth means that you must commit the time, talent, and the resources to learn the five fundamentals of wealth creation. One, what is income producing asset? Two, what is asset appreciation? Three, what is equity leverage? Four, what is asset accumulation? And five, what is massive wealth accumulation?
10x Branding and Marketing LLC, powering the next generation of unicorns. At 10x B&M LLC, we specialize in market research, brand innovation, market integration, and client conversion optimization. Our team of experts is dedicated to providing the strategic insights and innovative solutions needed to accelerate growth and unlock your company's full potential. Whether you're a startup looking to attract investors and your ideal clients, or an established business ready for market expansion, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Let 10x Branding and Marketing LLC fuel your journey to exceptional business success. Contact us now for a free consultation on how we can position your business to become a unicorn.
In today's program, we will cover the very first fundamentals of wealth creation that you need to learn, apply, and master. So get settled in for an exciting journey as we explore the process of wealth creation. The very first concept that I want us to look at is income producing asset. What exactly is income producing asset? You see, one of the things that you are taught is that you work to earn, and while you work to earn, you earn to save, you save to invest, and you invest to build wealth. But the concept of investing to build wealth, it is a subject matter that is not as common as it ought to be, because the facts are showing that we have millions of people across the world, billions of people across the world that never understand this concept. Now, if you understand this concept, you just do not know how to apply this concept to position yourself to build wealth. What is income producing asset? Income producing asset is an asset that provides income, sustainable income. And the argument is in the air. Investing your money into your first home, is that an asset? It may be an asset, but not necessarily an income producing asset, because that piece of asset, that piece of estate is not generating income for you. It's a liability to you because you have to pay towards that debt on a monthly basis. In most cases, you would have taken a loan, and that loan is subject to the principal payback and interest payback. It may be subject to the PITI, principal and interest, tax and insurance. So that, in a sense, is coming out of your pocket. All right. If you're buying a property and you are the one that is solely responsible for the PITI, principal and interest, tax and insurance, that's a liability. On the flip side of that, if you buy that property and instead of you accommodating the property, you create multiple units and you allocate each unit to a tenant, and each tenant is paying you to accommodate for accommodation, that now in of itself becomes an income producing asset. But not just yet. The income that that property is going to be generating, it has to be above the PITI, principal and interest, tax and insurance. Now, once the income that is coming in is above the PITI, principal and interest, tax and insurance, it can now be considered an income producing asset, a positive income producing asset. So one of the fundamentals that you want to understand when you're positioning yourself to build wealth is how to leverage this concept of investing in income producing asset. Now, a property is one source, reliable source, when you know what you're doing, of what is an income producing asset. But income producing asset comes in many different forms. As time progresses, we will expand on these concepts so as to enrich your understanding of what is income producing asset. Now, the second fundamental or concept that I want you to consider here is asset appreciation. Now, one of the reasons it is advisable, it is a smart move, it is a great investment position to be in, and that is to invest in income producing asset, because income producing asset in the context of real estate does something miraculous, something that is miraculous. And what it does, it gives asset appreciation. Now, what exactly is asset appreciation? Now, asset appreciation is when you own that piece of real estate and you allow it to appreciate. Now, appreciation with estate takes place in two different fashions. One, you have natural appreciation, and natural appreciation takes place when you buy that piece of asset, allow it to be an income producing asset, but over a period of time, because of inflation, that asset become more valuable than when you first bought it. So, for example, 5 years ago, you bought this asset at, let us say, $500,000, and 5 years later, it has increased in value. So the value of it now is now $750,000. So you have now a $250,000 appreciation, asset appreciation. So you just have an asset, the asset is sitting, but then the asset is increasing in value, asset appreciation. The right type of assets that you can invest in, it will literally allow this to happen for you. But then it gets better than this. Because with asset appreciation, the third concept that you want to learn, apply, and master here is what is known as equity leverage. Now, what exactly is equity leverage? Once you have asset appreciation, the increased sum in the asset, the increase in value in that asset is what is also known as equity. Now, equity can be leveraged, all right? Equity can be leveraged. How exactly can one leverage equity? So now you have the asset, asset has increased in value by 250,000. What many persons who understand the financial world is able to do, in the case of it being a private property, you can do what we call a HELOC. A HELOC is a home equity line of credit, meaning that you can take out the equity in a HELOC, and that is an exciting thing to do because you're now able to take out the equity. But I want to add something else here as it relates to the asset appreciation, and I will come back to equity leverage. So I did say to you that the asset appreciates in two ways: natural over a period of time, and then you have forced appreciation. Forced appreciation is when you buy this piece of property. It might have been an old shakedown kind of property, but then you invest in rehabbing that property. So because you now invest in rehabbing, the value of that estate goes up immediately. Forced appreciation. With forced appreciation also, you have what is known as asset appreciation, because the asset in of itself is going to appreciate simply because you're making these investments into the property. That too is considered as equity, and you can borrow against the equity. You can take out the equity in the asset. So whether it's natural appreciation or you want to get this appreciation faster, you have forced appreciation. You can now take out the equity. It is the ability to take out the equity that is going to give you equity leverage, because now you have $250,000 at your disposal, and you can take that $250,000 and leverage it in the context of wealth creation. And I assure you, when you have a clear understanding of what this is literally going to set you up to be successful financially. You want to understand this in the theory, and you want to understand this in the practical. And as time progresses, you will get more information as to how you can leverage this. Equity leverage, and when you're trained to leverage this in the right way, you have what we call asset accumulation, because the right asset becomes income producing asset. The right assets gives you asset appreciation. So it makes more sense to take the equity and invest the equity into asset accumulation. For example, you take $250,000 and you want to buy, let us say, a $500,000 property, but you're seeing two of them, and each requires you to put down a 10% down payment. You have the equity to allocate 10% to acquire the two properties, and the two properties now becomes additional income producing asset, additional estate to appreciate, additional equity for you to be able to leverage. So this creates a snowball of positive wealth creation. And this is the way you want to train your mind to think on your wealth building journey. You want to train your mind to think. The last concept here that I'm going to share with you is that once you cover these four concepts, the last thing that you're going to see is happening is that you're going to be setting the stage for massive wealth accumulation, because now you don't only have one income producing asset, but you use that one income producing asset, you allow it to appreciate, either natural appreciation or forced appreciation. You take out the equity, which we call, you take out the equity, but then you leverage the equity into additional income producing asset accumulation. And that's simple steps, simple investment approach allows you to set the stage for massive wealth creation. These are things that you should be more common knowledge. It's not enough for you to know that you work to earn. That is just stone age intelligent. But why are you working to earn? You're working to earn because you earn to save. And many persons will say that, hey, I can't save because I do not have enough disposable income. Get a mentor, get a coach, get a sponsor, get a supportive community that can really help you to develop a different frame of thinking. If you want to build wealth, get the right mentor, the right coach, the right sponsor, the right supportive community that can point you in the right direction, because you're going to struggle through life. You're going to struggle in business. You want to bring yourself to that point so you can save, because you save to invest. But do you know exactly what to invest in? I've given you a lot of concepts today you can start to think about, because the only way to build wealth, is to invest. You save to invest, but what are you going to invest in? You need to know, because the only way to build wealth, massive amount of wealth, is by investing. Now, I want to do a disclaimer. I'm not saying to you as a novice, go find real estate investment portfolio and invest, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong in your attempt to invest in real estate when you don't know what you're doing. A lot can go wrong. And one of the first fundamentals of wealth creation is data analytics. What is the data saying? You need to have the data. And if you don't have the data, you can mess up. Now, why you need the data? Because the data is what gives you scientific proof of what is possible. It gives you proven theory. It gives you best practices. It gives you the high reward, the measurable results, the predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. But you may not be the expert with this body of knowledge. And for now, if you are not the expert, my strongest advice is to get a mentor, get a coach, get a sponsor, become a part of a supportive community that can really help to push you forward financially. My name is Gary Thompson. I trust you would have enjoyed today's podcast, and I look forward to being with you in the next broadcast. Be blessed.
When you become an influencer, it gives you the edge that separates you from the competition. The GIP Initiative, the Global Influencers Partners Program, is designed to expose you to over 5 billion potential consumers across the world. When you are a rising star in business and you need visibility, reach, impact, client conversion, and cash flow optimization, positioning yourself to become a global influencer may be the ideal tool that you need in your arsenal to win in business. I encourage you to join the GIP Initiative and position your business to build confidence, trust, and credibility, and cash flow optimize the fastest.